Let's do it again. Listen, I've been doing this 3 or 4 times this morning. Technical difficulties always happen when you're on social media. But hey, we're back. Everything is ready. Let's see if we can do it again. So much going on. So let's see what we have. I see Roy Sells. Good morning. I see Maria Alexandria. Good morning. Like, share, and tag someone. Hello, Canvas Book of Sap. It is so many. I don't know what's going on this morning with Facebook. Hello, good morning, Torrance Porter, with so many other different situations. Bronca Galilee, good to see you. Brandy Lane, good morning. Good morning. Kevin Matthews, Tawanda Carr, good to see you. I don't know what's going on. Shawanda Parker, good morning. We're praying for you this morning. Tiffany Hart, hello. God bless you. Hope all is well. Look, this is the journey to a winning anyway life. I want you to like, share, tag, love somebody. Like, share, love, tag the post, do whatever it takes to get it out. We're going to do what we can this morning to be a blessing. And I know it must be going to be good. Mike Wright, what's up, man? How you doing, sir? Traveling all over the world. I see you in Memphis and just, everywhere, man. Doing good work. Listen, Torrance Porter said I'm glad to be in the vein. Man, it was amazing that we took Wednesday to minister about COVID and beyond. And thank you, Kevin Matthews, again, for allowing us the opportunity, man, to hear your story and celebrate your mom. Hello, First Lady. And then we talked about Hezekiah and what the figs were. And go to my page. It's a short, like 1 minute and 1 minute that I'm on last night. I'm listening to Apostle Hilliard, and then something happened. My computer glitched, so I came up and Dr. Hannah was on and was preaching from the same verse. And he said, the figs of the vaccine. Oh my God, my body just got chills. And so I post those two. And it's just amazing when God confirms something and then he's trying to get a word to people who are still on the fence and struggling about what to do and how to do. God says, once I give you a word, you may be in a struggle. Lord, like basically, Lord, I believe, but help my unbelief. You know what I mean? You believe, but you want God to make sure he helps your unbelief. And so it is, yes, Shawanda Parker, it's very amazing that God would do it and do it the way he did it. So I want everyone on here to like or love the post and then share it this morning. Hello, Chris Wells, Emery Shelvin. How y'all doing? I'm ready to get started. I've been trying to get on 3 or 4 different times. My computer wouldn't log in. Then it logged in at the last minute and I wasn't even fully ready. But now I see it's working. So I'm happy to be with you this morning. I know it is your Friday morning preparing for your weekend. And I am preparing for a wonderful weekend as well. Dr. Jerome Bell. I see it was your mom's birthday sometime this week. Man, thank you. Good to see you, sir. That is the man that does our pecan. That's our pecan man, y'all. For those who are asking, Jerome Bell II. If you see him on here, that's our pecan guy right there. That keeps all of us having problems with our teeth. No, I'm just kidding. Good morning, Cause Divine. Good morning, Chris Blake. Listen, this morning's lesson is talking about. We're on part 2, preparing for it all. Preparing for it all. And when you prepare for it all, there is a major lesson in the process as you prepare for it all. I want to help you with some things because as we prepare, you have to understand that things will come against you automatically. Automatically, you will have things. Hey, Chris Blake, you will have things come against you automatically. So you got to also prepare to endure and evaluate every loss that may lead you to winning. Every time something happens, it does not mean that you're losing. Hey, CP Mouton, sometimes it simply means that you are preparing for a win that's beyond what you can ever think about or ever imagine. Okay, let's go a little further. Everybody cannot handle the weight of your favor. I think I posted yesterday. Everybody cannot handle the weight of your favor. And Jalen Wiley Shelvin, I see you. It's amazing to be able to be in the atmosphere with people who understand who you are, who understand what you're about, who understand your goals, your dreams, your values. Even if they don't share in your dream or your values, it's amazing when people understand it enough to either impart into you or to draw from your wisdom that you've been through, that you dealt with, things that you've had to handle. And it's amazing when you know people can do that. Everyone cannot handle the weight of your favor, though. But listen, don't worry. I got some good news for you. There are people in the earth that are prepared to meet you at your point of need. Let me explain to you what I mean. When I say meet people at their point of need, I'm referring to people who are in your life that God will put there to do particular things in your life that will bless your whole life. Yeah, will bless your whole, all of your life. Beginning to end. They will bless your life in so many ways that it will just turn you into a different person, because whenever God allows people in your life, it's for some change in your life, either going up, going down, settling you, or preparing you. It's for change in your life. And here's the blessing, Maria. Meeting people at their point of need is really a ministry. That's what ministry is. But the issue is, you can't have a need and you not show up where the need is being met. You can't expect a victorious outcome and you won't show up where the need is being met. I'm going somewhere. I'm relearning that in this season of my life. I'm relearning that. Ms. Cross, how you doing? Trish Wells, good morning. I'm relearning that you have to show up where your issue is. You have to show up with your need being present so the need can be handled. It's difficult for people to meet you at your point of need when you won't admit what your need really is. I'm not preaching, I'm just talking this morning. And so, there are people in your life set up to meet you at every point of your need. They're there. God put them in your life and around your life just for that. And when you get to a place in your life where there is a need, you best know God's got somebody ready to meet that need. I'm relearning that. When you invest time, hello, Andrea Thomas, when you invest effort, when you invest wisdom, and you have, for me, even yesterday blew me away last night. Listen, when I invest time, effort, wisdom, and I have answers, for people who won't take the time for free, and then they want they want it on their own terms and their own time. No, that can't happen like that. Hey, Fidelia, good to see you. What do you mean? Explain that. It means I spend the money to go to coaching. I spend the money to go to classes. I get up early and pray and study. I listen to people you don't have time to listen to. I dissect what they say. I dissect what God tells me. I open up avenues. I talk to financial people. I talk to wealthy people. I talk to broke people. I talk to people in the middle. I dig in deep. I go deep to find answers that you actually need for your life. And then when they're offered through time, through effort, through wisdom, through answers that you really need from the prophet or the coach or a mentor or somebody who's just not where you are. And then people want it on their own terms. Well, I'll catch you later. I don't have time now. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Whenever someone misunderstands the value of prioritizing, then they'll misunderstand the value of their life. Can I go further? Whenever someone misunderstands the value of prioritizing, they'll misunderstand the value of their life. Let me calm down and cause see, listen, you cannot take up too much time on those who are deciding if you're worth it. Here I come, Gerald and Wiley Shelvin. You cannot take up too much time on people who's deciding if you're worth it. Got to turn some music on to get your minds calm. You cannot take up too much time deciding if they're worth it. Deciding, people, who are deciding if you're worth it. This is where you have to mature. Maturity is the result of learning from the benefit of a loss. Maturity is the result of learning from the benefit of a loss. That's when it's mature. It's when you're learning that after a loss, it's not really a loss. Because I've learned something so great. You got it? Hey, Terrence Bell on the road. Got you, man. Listen, it's when you've learned from the loss. Once you learned from the loss, then there's no more levels of losing for you, because you've learned that the loss is the process of winning. And with all that's going on, you have to be comfortable with being uncomfortable sometimes. Yeah, you have to be comfortable with being uncomfortable sometimes. What do you mean? Even with your clients, with your future clients, and even your present clients, you have to be comfortable being uncomfortable. Last week I told you when you have clients, future or potential clients, you have to get their attention. Sometimes you have to call them, then you have to text them, then you have to email them, and sometimes you even have to send them a letter. Because some people, that's how they respond. You don't know their level of communication, so you have to respond until you reach their level of communication. It's not about them needing you. You need clients to want you. And when they want you, even in relationship, you don't want people that need you to pay their bills. You don't need people that need you to make them look good. You need people that need you to take their gossip. You need people that want you in their life because of the benefit that you bring on this winning journey. And so if you have to call, text, email, send letters, whatever it takes, do whatever it is, and then do it all over again to continue the process. It's uncomfortable because you're thinking, what will they think if I keep bugging them? I'm not concerned about what they think. I'm concerned about getting them something that I know they want and need. They just don't know they need me yet. Watch this. Just close the deal. Just close. Type in the chat, I will close the deal. I will close the deal. Just type in the chat, I will close the deal. And listen, the last week that I talked about this on Friday, when I got off, the Lord says, I have it on my notes too. The Lord says, tell them some of them need to close the deal with themselves. They don't believe enough in themselves to close the deal. They keep talking about something. They talk themselves into it. They talk themselves out of it. And God says they need to close the deal with themselves, with their low self-esteem, with their low attitude, with their pride, shut it down, with their ego, crush it. They need to close the deal with themselves, not with a potential client, with themselves. I see Maria saying close the deal. Shawanda Parker saying close the deal. I will close the deal. I see Trish Wells. I will. Torrance Porter. I will. I see First Lady saying I will. Cara Dulu saying I will. Tawanda Carr saying I will. You will close the deal. That's your declaration to yourself. I will close the deal. Now that means I'm willing to do whatever it takes to prepare for it all. I don't want you just good for your money. I just want you good for church. I don't just want you good for, prayer, praise team. I want you good for life. You got it? Let me help you real quick. I said it last week. I'll say it again. I see you, Ken Booker Sapp. I see you, Geraldine Wilder. You got to close. Yeah, that's it. Close it with yourself. Don't worry about what other people are thinking, what they say, how they feel right now. I got to close the first deal with myself. And as good morning, Raquel, I have to close the first deal with myself. And so it's not about closing the deal with a client. If I can't close the deal with myself, I'm still no good for the client I come in contact with. I'm no good. I'm only as good as the deal I close with myself. Here we go. So right quick. I told you, if there's anything, if you're working toward anything in your life, you must give it your all or not at all. Let me tell you why I tell y'all when you come to church to come open and come ready. I'm a real prophet, and in my calling of prophet, but I am also a mentor. I'm a pastor. I'm a spiritual father to some. I'm just a voice to others. When a prophet is ready to teach, a hungry person will wake up the prophet. I can tell who's hungry, and I can tell who's playing in their. Nothing worse than feeding a child and they're playing over the food. Good morning, Brittany. And they're playing in their food. And they should be eating. An hour later, they're going to be saying, okay, let me help you. If you have a childlike mentality, children, when you call them in from outside, here come Maria, you call them from outside to come in and play. I see you, Fidelia. I will close the deal. Do it. Listen, you call them in from outside because their priorities is on playing. When you call them in from outside to come and eat, they will come in while they're in front of what they need. Okay, their food, they will play in their food because their priority is to be outside playing with their friends. I see you, Ms. Holland. I will close the deal. I see you. That they will play in their food that they need for energy, need for life, and need to live, because their priorities, a childlike priority, is to be playing outside with their friends. while mother is trying to give them something, or father is trying to give them something that he knows they need to live. So when a prophet or a preacher, teacher that's really anointed or prophetic is teaching a person who's hungry, it wakes up the prophet, because he knows somebody is going to prioritize, or she knows somebody's going to prioritize. I see you, Roycells, close the deal, man. Prioritize and value that moment of eating of the word, or of wisdom, or of time, or of whatever they've invested to get to them. And so teaching a hungry person wakes up the prophet. When people don't pay attention, I got to move right on this season. I don't have time to wait until you get all your, can I be mean for a minute? Your irrelevant priorities. How do you know they're irrelevant to me? Maybe they're important to me. But if the priorities that you're working on are not benefiting what you have a need for, then there's just something you want to do. You can't make it a real priority if it's not something that's benefiting you beyond today. Let's talk. What is wisdom? Wisdom is the ability to recognize difference. Wisdom is the ability to recognize difference. Well, what do you mean? If you don't have an answer to questions like this, somebody asks you, so man, what's wisdom to you? And you go, it's just being smart. You don't have any principle to live by. Then you don't really know where you're going. Let me show you what I mean by this. What is wisdom? It's the ability to recognize difference. Watch this. Manny, what is honor? It's the willingness to reward somebody for the difference. Yeah, honor is when I know I bless you, or I seed into you, or I acknowledge you, or I invest my time because I know that you've invested time, money, and wisdom to make sure that I'm exposed to the difference. Many people will never change, and the ones that do, some that do, will change very slowly. Because in order to change, you must recognize difference. And if you don't recognize difference, you will trophytize. What do you mean trophytize? You will make a trophy out of something that has no benefit for your future. It just looks good now. Can I back up? We got to make sure that we're not doing things now because we not, now have a job and money, that we can do things. Watch this, Torrance Porter. We have to make sure we're not doing things now as adults. That's a whole nother sermon. We're not doing things as adults on an adult level that we could not afford to do as a child. Our parents did the best they could. They don't know what luxury cars are, some of our parents. They don't know what the suburbs are. So now that we're here, we're trying to do everything we could not do as a child on an adult level, which is costing us more money because we're not maturing. We're still, as adults, 35, 45, 55, feeding our 5-year-old. And so we're seeding backwards. In turn, we're getting no return from the future. I'm trying to prepare you for it all. I want to make sure all of you are here. And so we end up spending money on things we never got as a child. Then make the mistake of giving our children more than what they are matured for. And then we ruin them because as we get older, we have nothing left for them to look forward to. Because we've given them everything we did not get as a child, which means your child has never grown up. And now you're making sure all the children in your environment are getting and happy like you. But you yourself have never come to the reality that I need to mature to a level that development is important. So what is wisdom? It's the ability to recognize difference. What is honor? It's the willingness to reward someone for the difference, the time, the effort, the loss in their previous life. They went through loss, now they're doing better. So what is understanding? Let me add, Geraldine. Now, what is understanding? Understanding is knowing the value of the difference. Hey, Arthur Dexter Powell, good to see you, man. Understanding is knowing the value of the difference. Some people, see, if you don't know the value of the difference, then you will become envious of the difference. You will want what someone has, or you'll want to be better than what you see. And then you will no longer receive from what you see. You will now want to become it, and you will rebel. And God cannot bless a closed vein. And so understanding is knowing the value of the difference. What did it take to be different? What did it take to go through all of that? I'm 51, and I want to see people at 35 and 40 do what I'm doing now, but they have to go through their process. You won't be given anything. You won't walk into anything. You have a process, so when you get it, you can keep it. This is the journey to a winning anyway life, not the trip. This is the destination to a winning anyway life. This is the ownership of a winning anyway life. This is getting the deed to a winning anyway life. This is the whole full, today I'm giving you the all-inclusive to a winning anyway life. This is not a staycation. It is a destination. Yeah. Not a place you visit. It's a place you live. Let's go. See, I want you to hear me and get this inside of you, because you have a lot of self-proclaimed winners. Self-proclaimed. They self-proclaim. They say, I'm a winner. I'm a winner. I'm a winner. You're not a winner until you wear it. You're not a winner until other people tell you you win. Somebody else has to, Manny, I'm coming. That's where I was. I am enough. That was on my last one. It kept glitching. It kept glitching. That was my title, Manny. I am enough. It glitched out. You got to realize I'm enough. You are enough, man. You can say it to yourself. That's your declaration. Okay? It's declared and decreed by you until it becomes accurate. But it's a blessing when somebody comes to you and say, Manny, I'm telling you, you are enough. Now you're winning. When you affected somebody else's life more than your own. See, now you're winning. See, a self-proclaimed winner is somebody who proclaims themselves to be a winner. But when you are an experienced winner, I think Dr. Hannah said it last night, many people want to show what they have and show what they've accomplished. But until you can tell people about your wall, we show what we have, but until you're showing them about your God, the thing that he brought you through, the thing that you've been through, why it's turning to church this morning, because of the thing you've been through, it obligates God to continue to bring you through, because you're testifying. You overcome by the blood of the Lamb and the words of your testimony. Until you're at that level, you are not winning. You're just in the process. It's the difference in self-proclaimed winners and experienced winners. Because number one, real winners don't give up. Real winners don't give up. That's number one. They don't give up. So all that, when you're overwhelmed every week, you got a problem. You're supposed to have a week where you control yourself. When you're overwhelmed every week, that's an issue. It means your focus is on something other than where you're going, because where you're going is still there. So you're still on the journey. So get you some chips. Old people say, get you a soda pop and enjoy the journey. Number two, real winners learn to focus on one problem at a time. Now, I'm not saying you can't multitask, but you can't handle more than one problem at a time, because you'll confuse the answer. So what it says is, a real winner means you properly evaluate the problems in your life. Which one is the most important? It's like paying bills. Most of the time, people tell you to pay the cheapest bill off first. I'm different. I tell you, pay the bill that has the most interest, because that's the one you're paying the most on. I hear the Lord clearly. He said, and that's the problem with some of your lives. Some of you will handle the smallest problem first, when it's the biggest problem that's choking you. It's the biggest issue that's weighing you down. If you go ahead and handle the biggest issue, the other ones really aren't problems. They're only a problem because you've been weighted down by something that you've chosen not to handle. It's not the cheapest or the lowest bill you pay off first. It is the one with the highest interest, especially if the lowest bill has no interest on it. So you have no vested interest in it. You're just paying it back. It's the one that has the highest interest. When you pay off the highest interest, now it gives you back the money and the time and the interest, and you're able to spread that and quickly pay off more bills than one at a time. I teach this. People try to explain to me how they do what they do differently. I don't even argue now. I'm living it now. So I don't have time to argue. This the other coach. I'm gone. Because real winners learn to focus on one problem at a time. Which one is the problem and which one is the residue? You got to be mature to realize everything is not a problem. Some things are residue of what you have not handled. Some things are residue of a conversation you have not had. Which the conversation in my life, conversations are now expiring. There are conversations I know prophetically and naturally people should have had and should be having. I'm putting an expiration date on them. After so long, I will not go back to revisit it because you want to come to me on your own time. I'm going with the goers. There are people who are open, who are faithful, who are learning, who are ready to move. And I have to go with the goers because real learners learn to focus on one problem at a time. One problem we have is procrastination. What do you mean? I got a coach that gets up every Friday morning, gets fully dressed to bless me, and I'm too lazy to get up to hear something different from my life. If it's one sentence that I hear, if it's one phrase that I hear, somebody's giving to me, they're spending thousands in time to make sure I have a better life, and I won't invest me, well, evidently, I'm not worth the investment. So, real winners learn to focus on one problem at a time. Pastor Matt, no. I'm excited. Last night set me on fire because I refuse not to put my fire out for people who like smoke. I got to go with the goers now. Come on. So you have to evaluate the problem in your life. What's the problem in your life? What's the real problem? Not what is the peon, not what is the residue. What is the real problem that's causing and keeping you from winning? You have to determine what problem, what real issue is worth your attention now. Everyone on, please type now. Please type now. What is worth your attention now? Be careful of the little foxes that come to deter you from what's worth your attention now. Come on. You got to ask God what it is and tell yourself the truth. That sounds good, Brittany, but we can't get to the best because we can't handle what's right now. That sounds good. The best yet to come. The best has been here a long time. Let me just help y'all in reality, prophetically. The best has been here. We are not here. We are stuck feeding our children. No, I'm not talking about the children you had. I'm talking about the child inside. We are stuck at 51 feeding the 30-year-old. We're stuck trying to prove to the 30-year-old that he can do what it is he can do now. When I should be working on 51-year-old problems and preparing for 55, I'm stuck putting a Band-Aid on the 35 that I never took to God. Come on, let's go real. Let's go real today. Let's be real now. So you have to find out what's worth your attention and what is not. It's not the thing, see, prophetically and maturely. If you come and say, this is what I'm working on, and please, before Sunday, I'm not the person to call to ask questions if you're not ready for real answers. But the people who have called me, I'm talking about have valued. Checks in the mail for hundreds. Checks in the mail for this. People have called me yesterday. Somebody went up yesterday at in addition of about $6,000. $3,800 while on the phone with me. While talking to me on the phone. We were talking about it. I said, okay, let's believe God. Let's change the negativity and open up and see what God does. And a phone call comes, a money comes, I'll say it like that, bam, $3,800. That's the realm I'm in now. So guess what? I don't have time for the people who don't have time for themselves. We got people with life and death issues in your life. And here you are playing with balloons, playing with sand dunes and Tonka toys while people are having real life issues and God's trying to get you blessed by blessing them and all you see is yourself. No. I'm preparing for it all. Got it? Now, you have to determine who's worth your attention and what's worth your attention and what is not. I'm not being mean. What I'm saying is if you call me and I tell you something, if I'm looking at it and telling you that's not it and you disagree, then I'm going to leave you with your disagreeing. That's not it. No problem. I got to go. I got to go to the person who wakes up the prophet, Not the person who wants to argue with the prophet. Not the person who wants to put the prophet to sleep. Let's talk. When the prophet meets the woman, she's getting ready to die. If she disagreed, you know where she'd be? Her and her son. The other certain woman, her and her house. You know where they be? Dead. Determine what's worth your attention. Number 3, real winners learn to listen to good advice. I say learn because we procrastinate. Bless you, Maria. We see, Maria, can I go further? We say value the voice. A lot of folk value what's said, but don't trust who said it. And you can't pimp God. There's a level God tell you, you can't judge somebody unless you be judged. Oh, you value what's said. You want the principle. You want the money. You want all these things. Let me help you. Principle will work. But there's some things you're going to have to trust that you don't even see. I'm coming showing the park. There's some things you got to be in a blind spot and don't see, but trust the principle you've been given. Because you don't understand it, then you don't, this is turned prophetic this morning, you don't understand it, you don't trust it. So guess what? You're the only one that has to put your life on hold because the trust is not there. I'll give you proof. The proof is the children of Israel were the children were building a tower to Babel. You got it? God did not approve of them building. You got it? They didn't approve of them building. But because they followed principle, he had to intervene in them building because principle made them successful. He had to come and tear down their imagination, come and tear down their language. Because as long as they stayed together, they prospered in building. Even when God did not agree. If you're not prospering, you cannot blame God. Blame it on your immature fact of relationships that can't stay in agreement long enough to get success. I'm on the way out of here. Listen, I know where I am in the Bible and in life. See, I enjoy these sessions, but this month, I didn't even have a whole session for the month. I'm kind of blocking it out because I'm doing one-on-one sessions with people. I'm feeding people who are hungry. No, not having conversations. Feeding people who are hungry. So y'all people who get your one-on-ones, let me go further. I gotta go with the 33 minutes. Because you got 6 needs. You got six needs. I'm gonna give you a couple of them. Because this is why people, Trish, do what they do. They do what they do because of certainty. Certainty. Number one, certainty. What do you mean certainty? People do things in a way of being certain because they are trying to avoid pain. Come on, come closer. They're trying to avoid pain because uncertainty makes people move in the opposite direction. When you're not sure about something, you go the other way. When if you trust, you got to pull close because the pain, it's like a coach. You don't push back from it. You go to see the coach to make sure, in the gym, to make sure he's going to cause some things to happen. You may be in pain now, but you're looking for results. And you know of certainty, nobody goes to a coach at the gym who's out of shape. You see the coach, you see the woman, the male, the woman, or whatever it is, male or woman, and you looking saying, I want their body. So for certain, you go to endure the pain. Number one, people do what they do because of certainty. You have to have your life in a certainty place of trust. You got it? I got to move. And then some people have to understand what uncertainty is. Because most of us like surprises. We call them spontaneous surprises when it's something that we want. Are y'all following? But when it's a surprise we don't want, we call it a problem. Same surprise dictated by your want. Same surprise. If it's what you want, it's a supernatural, spontaneous surprise. If it's something we don't want, even don't want to hear, it becomes a problem. Because we haven't matured beyond seeing things as what it was. Because a problem for somebody could be potential for us. We move from that to understand next thing we need to have is a significant purpose. Even people in our life should have significant purpose in our life. Once you identify people with significant, let me say this real kindly, I hear the Lord prophetically in here. Once you identify people with their significant purpose in your life, don't allow your feelings to make you act a fool with your purpose. What do you mean? Once you identify who is in your life for purpose and what their purpose is, don't negotiate that purpose based on your lack of uncertainty or your immaturity. Because once you lose purpose, you lose life. Let's talk about it. Purpose is the original intended reason for the creation of a thing or a person. So if you lose purpose, you lose the original intended reason for the creation of a thing. Now you have to make up a reason and try and tattoo God's name on it to say, this is what I felt in my heart, this was God. When in reality, it's just you running from uncertainty. Then the other one is you must have synergy. I'm almost through. You must have synergy. You must have the right connections. You have to stop manipulating and monopolizing your connections based on your immaturity. Okay, let me say something. Women, don't get offended. You cannot base your purpose and your connections on your feelings. I'm gonna adjust something I only know about through my wife. When it's your cycle time, it's time for you to naturally purge yourself of things you don't even know is in your body. It's time for you to purge it. Your body purges itself from uncleanliness. When your body is off kilter because of your hormones are not balanced, it causes other issues to come. And then sometimes just because you know how you feel, you address people with a harsh manner. In this season, you can't afford to address people from a feeling. You can't afford to address people from an inner issue that you won't deal with to protect and cover yourself properly. You can't afford to mess up your synergy, because it takes years sometimes to get things lined up in relationships. And whenever I find people who take years to line up, but then take a few months or a few days or a few weeks that you start reevaluating the connection, I go ahead and let you go. Because if you can't value years over a day, you can't walk hand in hand without being in disagreement. And even if you aren't, we must agree to disagree. Because these are the needs of your personality. I need purpose. I need to have spontaneous surprises in my life. Whether I don't like them or like them, I need to have certainty and uncertainty. I need to have these things to mature the personality of my life to make me better as who I am. Sometimes you can't be better when you already think you are. You got it? And then you have to have spiritual growth. That's your lifeline. It's your lifeline. And then the last thing you need, and I'm going, is protection of your personal contribution. What do you mean? After you invest yourself, invest your time, invest. I need to know now where I'm investing my time is not a waste of my time. And if you keep being unstable, then I think you are a waste. Yeah, I'm not interested in you impressing me. I can't be impressed now. I'm seeing when God answers me overnight multiple times, when I'm on the phone, people and they're getting blessed, when things are happening, when you can't appreciate what God does, when you can't appreciate what God does through somebody, you will soon be cut off from the somebody and the God. I'm not saying God throw you away, but he will cut that connection, because appreciation and gratitude is the key for substantiability. It's the key for consistency when you are appreciative and consistently in a level of being grateful for who and what God has used to bless you. When there's no longer there, God will sever the tie himself to save the person from sowing seeds into dead ground. I'm going to close 5 minutes. Why are we where we are? As we prepare for it all, y'all. We're in a season where things are about to change. And so I told you last week, if you get too far trying to build all this stuff. This is what, if whenever God feels like we haven't prayed enough, I told you, all He's gonna do is shut down schools again. If you have not, if you have not parented right, rented the pair that you're a part of, parent, mother's daughter, mother's son, father's son. If you have not done it right, and God feels I've gave him a chance, I'm gonna give him a chance to do it again. He just shuts down the school because what you were impatient about in 2020, you should have learned how to pray through by now in 2021. God sends your kids home. You should be now ready to be their intercessor, to see your kids grow, to see your life change, to see your kids taken away from the school that won't pray for them, taken away from the friends who don't have God at heart, taken away from the bad influence. And instead, you get overwhelmed because anybody can be a mother or a father, but can you be a parent? Parent is to raise them, not to be overwhelmed with your seed, because you don't see them as a seed. You see them as a headache. You see them as frustration. The reason why you see them is that because nobody ever valued you as a child. And now you have to get that fixed so you can now switch over and let them be the blessing God called them. Anytime you call them anything besides a blessing, you're not agreeing with God. You ignorant, you stupid, you fool, you this, you that. You're not agreeing with God. Yeah! So all God will do is shut down schools and send them home. The question is, how will you pass the same test again? I'm preparing you for it all. You want wealth? Learn how to work. As you prepare for it all, you need to remember this, and I'll close with this. You are enough. I put that on my previous post live and it messed up. And say it to yourself. Say it. Don't just type it. Say it. I am enough. I am enough. Some of you married people, I can't stand my spouse, but God sends them back home with you. And they're at home day in and day out. Can you grow? How do you want me to trust you with $100,000 of my money for your business? You want investors to trust you with their money, and God can't trust you to grow your relationship you in the house with. Woo. That's your first business. Proverbs 31 woman was a seamstress, and she took care of food, and she made money to make sure that her husband looked well when he went out. They praised him in the gates because his wife was an entrepreneur of the house. Oh my God. He was a covering. She was an entrepreneur. Get in your lane and stay in your lane. If you're not making the person you with better, it's because you have something going on. You have to decide, I must make the change now. I am enough. I just need to know I'm enough. Because here's the deal. All the roads in life will lead to two fears eventually. I gotta go, Geraldine. All the roads will lead to two fears. The first road is not enough. I'm here to tell you, you are enough. First fear is, I'm just not enough. I'm not enough. I don't know. No, you are enough. You are enough. The next fear is not being loved. It's 3 in 1. You know, I count not myself to have apprehended, but this one thing I do, forgetting those things which are behind me, reaching for, I press. 3 in 1. I have a 3 in 1 for you. I have a 3 in 1 for you. The second fear is the fear of not being loved. Watch this. Some of y'all need to have a life reset, not a weekend. You just sit down and say, Pastor, I'm broken, but I'm blessed. So I need to know how to put my broken self back together and stop trying to impress people who are more broke than you. It does not make you fixed or blessed because you can impress people who are shattered while you're broken. It just means you're not working on the broken you. And people who have worked on the broken them, who are whole, know you're broken. Because we know the process. Here's the next fear. The fear of not being loved while you reset. I'm here to tell you, you are enough. Number 2, in that same area, the fear of not being loved through it. That's number 1. Number 2, because of it. What are people going to say if I stop and say I'm broken completely? I'm messed up in this area, that area, and this area, and that area. What are they going to say? You know, the preacher would say, to hell what they say. because it doesn't matter. It's the devil blocking you. The coach would say, what they say does not matter right now. Your wholeness is more important and should be a priority to your own life. So it's the fear of not being enough. That's number one. Number two is the fear of not being loved through it. I'm telling you, got people love you through it, but you got to submit to the through. See, you can't put me in a place to help you through it and then you not show up. You got it? I'm coming, Shawanda Parker. You can't put the coach, the prophet, the pastor, spiritual father, daddy, pastor, papa, all that in the place and then you not show up. Then you are a person who don't believe in yourself enough to show up through it. You'll be loved through it if you show up or because of it. No judgment. We ain't got time to judge. We all have closets, skeletons, and graveyards. Number three, the fear of not being loved after it. Now let me tell you how this is demonic, because it's easier to love the real you after you came through a process of resetting, preparing for it all. It's different to come through a process of after it. The only reason why some people don't want the after it is because they built a false manipulative narrative before it and in it. And so now that you got people who are liking the person you falsely given them, you're afraid if they find out who you are, you won't be loved after it. I came to tell you the love you receive after it will be more genuine because it's the love for the real you. Not the person you fed us for years. It's the love for the real you. I see your cracks and that's why I love you. I see your shatters and that's why I love you. I see your brokenness and that's why I love you. I see your trophy leaning and I'm the tape that's going to put you up and super glue you and watch you come back together. That's why I'm in your life. If you can't handle that part of me, then you just can be a bystander on the sidewall, because I have to invest in the people who are leaning, invest in the people who are shattered and can admit it, invest in people who are broken. And here's some people, you don't have to ever agree with me. God's breaking some of you himself. He's doing it himself. And until you submit to the plan that God has for your life, the journey to a winning anyway life is going to be a rugged, rough journey. But the submission of it around people who can look at you and know that you're broken but still honor you, can know that you've been through and still value you, who can know what and how you've been through and still see you and see the best in you when you don't see the best in yourself. Please stop getting mad with people who won't let you stay angry too long. Please stop getting angry with people who won't let you sulk. Shawanda Parker, don't get mad with people who won't let you grieve too long. Stop getting mad with people who want to see you do better, because if they leave your life, you'll end up with people who you're trying to help. And when you're not at better, you can't get them to better nor you. This is the journey to a winning anyway life. I'm Life Pastor Kyle. It's been amazing this morning. It's been amazing. It's been amazing. What's wrong? I'm fired up because when God answers, bless you, Shawanda Parker. It's been amazing to hear God answer prayers since Sunday, then Monday, then Tuesday, then Wednesday we come on live. It's confirmed again. Why? Well, why is it so important about this pandemic? Because why would God spare you if you're not going to do your part? It's seed harvest. I take the shot. Oh God, I take the vaccine and trust God is my seed. God keeping me and making the shot what I need it to be is my harvest. But if I don't give a seed, I can't keep asking God to do something for me when I'm not doing what he's showing me and telling me to do in his word. That's my journey to a winning anyway life. It's not about money or just your business. Right now, if we get shut down, you don't have a business. Your first business is to recover. Recover you. Whether it's from third grade, I hear the Lord, I gotta go. It's coaching on prophetic now. 5th grade, 8th grade, you got molested in school, raped by an uncle, mistreated by an aunt, low self-esteem. It's to recover you so God can bless the now you. That's the journey to a winning anyway life. Look, I'm Life Pastor Kyle. I'm so excited because I realize there are 29 people on here or 32 people on here, but I know there's about 7 of you who be texting or calling or inboxing. Okay, somebody asking. Who be texting or calling or inboxing saying, I need my one-on-one. I need to pay for that because I can't, I can't. Dr. Hannah said last night, if you read the rest of the verse of Hezekiah, at the end, he shows some people everything. He says, and some of y'all are too busy being one thing on Facebook, one thing on Instagram, but in real life, It's a different canvas and a different picture. I just came to push you beyond where you are today, to get you ready for the weekend and the week. Because as the week goes on, announcements will come. As they happen, your job will change. Your family will change. So I'm pushing you now to the level that God can do something different in your life. Again, this is a journey to a winning anyway. It's a destination, not a staycation. Look at this weekend, who you value and what you value. Don't play with it. Don't be mean or harsh. Just be genuine and keep it going, because your destination is waiting on you. It's waiting on you right now. Got it? God bless you. I pray that somebody would be recovered this weekend. Father, we thank you now for this word. Even in coaching, we thank you that somebody is on the fence right now wondering, do I really admit I need to reset? Do I really set myself up? But the reality of it is, I know I'll be loved through it because God, you love me. I know I'll be loved because of it, because it becomes wisdom for me. And I know I'll be loved after it because I'll be the genuine me. And that's who I desire to be. That's why I'm unsettled. That's why I'm unstable. That's why I'm thrilled. That's why I'm good one month and different. That's why I judge everybody else, because I'm trying to hide me. But in this day and time, Father, I need to be open. I can't hide from you. And I give you praise for my journey to a winning anyway life. It is worth it in Jesus' name. Amen. Amen. God bless y'all. I love y'all. Hey, let's make this weekend wonderful, y'all. We'll see you again soon. Hey, register for Sunday. It's going to be amazing. Take care. God bless. See you again soon. Peace. Bye-bye.